It's SacTown Movie Buffs TV with your hosts, Kier Stows and Bunny Stewart.
And welcome back to another edition of SMBTV. Once again, it's your boy Kier the Critic.
And your bestie, Bunny Stewart.
And today in the studio, we have our good friend who is a writer, producer, actor, I think as well, maybe even director, Mr. Larry Wattson. How you doing today?
Good. Attempter of many, master of none.
Yes. No, it's good to have a facade of skills and things of this nature in your repertoire, you know, because it makes you very versatile and gets you on a lot of film sets, I imagine, as well.
Yes,
So.
and before we even get started, hey, love the show. Big fan of both of you guys.
Oh, well,
very
thank you.
grateful to be here. Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Well, thanks for coming. No, we
Appreciate
definitely somebody we definitely want to talk to. I mean, let's kind of just jump into your background. You know, I know you've been good friends with John Medakis for a very long time.
Oh my God, since we were 7.
Yes,
Are
yes.
you serious?
Serious as a crutch.
Yeah.
Really quick, and he's gonna be like, oh my God, here he goes again. When we were in first grade, we had class 1A, class 1B, because they had too many kids. So they had 30 here, 30 here.
Wow.
And we'd only see each other during recess. So one recess, there's another boy who I won't name, who's giving John a hard time. And I didn't really know either of them. And I'm like kind of watching this. And Sicilian upbringing, you kind of say things when you want and even when you shouldn't. And so I went over and I said, hey, take a hike. Enough, out. And so he just kind of looked at me, shrugged his shoulders and left. And here's John kind of standing there. And we've been best friends ever since.
Very cool.
Yeah, that was 7. We're now 54. So it's been a couple of years.
Been around for a bit.
Yes.
So you guys both kind of got into the acting scene kind of together then? Is that my understanding?
Okay, another goofy story. So high school, between my freshman and sophomore year, they get this paper that they send out. What would you like to take next year? Here's your electives, classes, whatever it may be. So it comes in the summertime. When it's summer, I'm checked out. I'm not in school. And my mom kept saying, hey, got to fill this out. We got to get this in. No problem. I put it there, no problem. So finally she's like, okay, it's due tomorrow. You're filling this out right now. And so I look at it, and the first thing I see is they had it subdivided with groups. And the first one says, art. Always liked art. They say, okay, art. I'm going to take an art class. Fine. And the first one I saw, arts. I said, okay, no, but and I did notice the part where it says visual and performing before it.
So performing arts.
Right.
Really.
I had no idea. So
Right. So it's not so much painting and drawing.
No, and
visual.
that's what I was hoping for. I was hoping,
Right.
give me something, So I'm like, here you go, Mom, we're good. And she's like, okay. She looks at it. She goes, I'm going to send it in. Okay, great. So my transcript comes, and it says, visual and performing arts. I go, oh, yeah, the art class. No, art. Theater. Theater. So I'm roped into this. I had no idea. I go in where, I'm speaking on a stage in front of people. I didn't expect any of this. Tell us about your summer. I'm like, I don't know. I'm looking out. So all of a sudden, before I know it, I'm in a play, which I really wouldn't have done if I hadn't made that mistake. I'm trying to learn lines, never was good at that. And again, would never have been in this situation. So finally, John calls. He goes, when are we going to hang out? I said, well, let me see here. We have rehearsal tonight, and then tomorrow, and then this weekend. He goes, so when are we going to hang out? And I said, dude, I don't know. I said, I don't know if we're going to have a night. It's going to be a few more weeks before. He goes, a few more weeks? I said, this is what they're doing. And so he goes, you know what? I'm going to join drama because I want to see my friend.
Okay.
I said, okay. So he joins, and he did tech his first go around, like the best actor the school's ever had. He's doing tech. Nothing against tech. I'm just saying the best actor. He's ridiculous. You know this.
Right.
So, but he didn't know it yet.
Right.
So he jumped in, and we did the Odd Couple that particular go round.
Okay.
And he got the bug, and I kind of was just there because I'm just, I may as well keep doing it. I've already done 1. I'll do 2, do 3, do 4. So we've been kind of got that as our start. And I was dormant for many years. I came up here because he was here. And he goes, I've been doing all these films. I said, really? Tell me more. I've never done a film. So he'd gotten me into Remember. I want to write a story with you.
Right.
And we sat down. We each wrote first acts. And I looked at his and I said, okay, I'm taking mine and throwing it out the window. Yours is so stinking good.
Right.
And he goes, no, you can have some input. I said, wait, it's great. And so going through Remember with Rob Gore and Michael Skordakis and John, I said, this is fantastic. This is so much fun. So then I got bit. And so now we're both really having a great time with it. And
Very cool.
With Love Wins and all these other films,
Yeah.
it's been great.
Was Love One the first project that you wrote? Or
Yes. My first, well, I'll put it this way. Like many people, thank you, Bunny. Like many people, I've written a lot. It's the first one I finished.
Got it. Yeah.
That's always like, how many have you finished?
Yeah.
Oh, hell. And I remember finishing it and thinking to myself, this might be a hit. So there's a chance. So Donna obviously accepted it and gave me the phone call and everything. And I was so excited to be able to make this film. And I thought to myself, okay, so I've got, like a deck of cards. I've got myself, 5. I got my script, 5. Because I don't know. I was like, what's first? However, I can get Rob Gore, ace. I can get Michael Skordakis, ace. I can get John DeMakis, ace. Hey, all of a sudden I got a full house of 3 aces.
There you go.
I think we have a chance at something here.
There you go, man.
And it ended up doing really, really well for us. It's still in the festival.
It's still in the circuit. Yeah.
Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
all of your success with that.
Oh, thank you, Bunny.
Film.
Thank you. No, it's been wonderful. And Jordan, who is the lead actress in it, I'm not sure if you ever heard the story, but when we're right in the middle of filming, I had the truck that's in the film. It was my mom and dad's truck, and I'm driving her back to where we were having lunch. And she says, hey, I just want to thank you for something. And I said, yeah. I said, what is it, Jordan? And she said, by the way, Jordan, who played Imani, who's the lead character. And I said, what is it? And she says, well, you don't know this, but I had a really bad day. I was told I would never amount to anything in acting by somebody I greatly respected.
Really?
Wow.
And she went home and she had a really good cry, and she said a couple prayers and said, hey, if this isn't for me, let me know. I'll walk away now. But I need to know. Send me some kind of a sign so I understand which way to take the rest of my life forward. So Rob called that day. First he called me because I know who your girl is. And I said, okay. I said, hey, you're my guy. I trust you. And he goes, let me just call her. I said, fine. And so he calls her up and he says, hey, I've got a role for you. And she goes, I'll take it. And he goes, well, don't you want to know what it is? And she goes, nope. She goes, that was my sign. I'll take it. And he goes, okay. He goes, well, this is your script. And I didn't mean to write it that way. It's just the way it came out.
Right, yeah. So it kind of, life imitates art a little bit, you know. Somebody who was kind of a little bit different, but was still kind of being put down and told that you weren't good enough.
Thank you.
And,
yes,
and it kind of relates,
100%.
to the character that's in Love Wins as well. So,
100%.
yeah.
And I told her, I said, well, this is how this is going to go. I said, you're going to knock this role out of the park, and you're going to win Best Actress at PCS. And you're going to take that. I said, and you're going to take that and you're going to shove it up the nose of the person that said this.
Yeah.
So when PCS happens and she ends up winning Best Actress, and they, as you guys know, they put all the writers in the first row.
Right.
And so we're all down there next to each other, elbow to elbow. And so they announce, Jordan, she comes down. And I gave her a hug and I said, hey, before you go up on that stage, take a good long look at that screen. Because, one of the things about PCS and any type of award or whatever it may be, whatever the big event is in your life, you tend to sometimes forget to really enjoy it.
Yeah.
And here's this massive screen.
Because you're so nervous and all the other stuff that's going on. So, yeah.
Here's this massive screen with her name and Best Actress. And I'm like, that was that right there was the greatest moment. And then she wins it again at your festival.
She does.
Right? And so it's like, okay, let's see. Who was right here?
Definitely you guys were, and not whoever was talking to her. And that's the thing, just you got to filter out those negative people, because there's always going to be haters in your life that are going to say haters and try to bring you down and say you're not good enough or smart enough or talented enough or whatever case may be. So,
yep. Speaking of which, I have to give you an apology. I owe you an apology for something.
For me?
Yes. So, and I'll try to make this quick. I know we don't have a lot of time. So, SacTown Movie Bus Film Festival, which was amazing. Great party on Friday. Amazing couple days of films. So much fun. And I was fortunate enough, you'd recognize Love Wins as Best Picture. And so being an Eagle Scout, I always try to be prepared with things.
Oh.
And that morning I said, just in case it happens to do well, what am I going to say?
Right.
Because at PCS, it went on a little long. And I'm like, okay, I can't do that again. I'm going to make it quick and short and sweet. Okay. So, and I think we did okay.
No.
But I did not in the slightest expect the award for writer. And I remember when you mentioned my name, and I was literally in shock, and my son goes, "Hey, Dad."
You got to come up on the stage.
Yeah, and we're in the last row of the IMAX theater.
Oh, right.
And
yeah.
so, because it was so crowded when we got there.
Right.
So I was like stunned, and I think to myself, my God, I'm walking past all these people that I respect so much as writers. And I'm now they're all looking at me, and I'm looking at them, and I'm like, oh my God. And I was in such a daze, I like kind of slipped on I'm wearing these dress shoes with like no traction. And I like slip on the stairs as I'm walking down, and I got up there, and I looked at you, and I looked at that award, and Kira, I just blanked. So I don't know what it was I said, but it was probably the worst acceptance speech
Sure,
ever.
it was fine. I'm sure it was better than you thought it was. I have to remember, but yeah.
This is good, though, because I was just, I literally was at a
I don't remember
loss.
being bad, let me put it that way. And I've remembered some bad ones, so
Thank you.
there's very few of them, but I do remember a couple that were like, ooh, you know, so, but yeah, no, that one was great.
Thank you.
For sure.
Because everybody else, I'm sitting there, I'm going to get back to my seat, and I'm like, and another great speech. And I'm like, I should have thought of something decent to say, but I literally deer in the headlights. I'm sitting there, I'm looking up, and all those respected writers are all in the seats in front of me. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh, thanks, Bunny. But it was just,
That's beautiful.
it was quite a moment.
Oh, for sure. Well, I don't want to take too much more time, but I do want to talk about some of the projects that you're currently working on. If you want to just kind of tell us like some of the projects that you're involved in, or
It's been a really busy summer, and all of that comes from my PCS script this year not being accepted. Interestingly enough, I love the script, and we're still thinking about shooting it. But and I think everything happens for a reason.
for sure.
So I submitted the script, didn't get accepted. I said, well, you know what? It's time to give back. I've been a part of PCS for two straight years. It's time to give back a little bit. I'm going to look for any project anybody has, and if they'll take me, I'll hop on. So I was a part of 4 PCS films,
That's a lot.
which was really cool. One actually with Bunny, although we weren't in a scene together, but one with Bunny.
Kind of were in the scene together.
Kind of, sort of. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. I can't.
No,
I don't.
I can't
That's the thing.
talk
I can't say much about these films because
Right.
all the writers are sitting up right now going.
Don't spoil it.
I was in the 48-hour film this last weekend. Gosh, I did a commercial. I've been writing. It's been a really cool and busy summer, and I'm very much looking forward to the festivals and seeing these films. All 4 I was in, fantastic scripts, really fun.
Yeah.
I don't have the list in front of me right now, but it was a really cool summer. So very busy, very fun.
That's good, man. I'm super happy for you that you're getting all these great opportunities, and it all just kind of just stems from community, just putting the good stuff out there, and now you're working with all these amazing writers just like yourself, and directors and talented individuals. So that is awesome. If anybody wants to work with you and they would love to have you maybe write a script for them, or they want to maybe have you in a project or produce a film or something in this nature, what's the best way they can get a hold of you?
Oh gosh. Well, I'm on Facebook and Instagram. I'm really old school when it comes to media. You can just find me under Larry Wattson. I think Instagram is Larry_Wattson, Facebook Larry Wattson. They're both privately tagged, but if I know you, you're my buddy.
Hit him up. It's a great writer for sure.
Oh, thank you, Kira.
Well, we thank you for being on the show. And then once some of these projects are coming to fruition, we'll have you back, and then we can kind of talk a little bit more about these particular projects as well.
I'd love that. Thank you very much.
Thank you again, Larry.
So
My
much.
pleasure, guys. Thank you very much for having me on.
Wonderful to talk to you.
Thank you once again for watching another edition of SMBTV. We'll be back again soon with another episode. Have a great day.